Alright, it's the last weekend in May, and we're going to take a quick look at the garden here. So, we can see that we have a lot of activity in our spring garden, which makes sense since it's getting close to being summertime. The asparagus is really ferning out. Need to work on a little pin there to kind of keep them upright so they don't lean into the walkway there. But everything's looking good. I think the funniest thing is I've let these, there were tomatoes there, little cherry or different small types of tomatoes, and I didn't pick them all up. And there are tons of little tomato seedlings, which are doing fantastic, by the way. The same thing back there, there'll be some marigold seedlings popping up, which are unfortunately growing better than the ones I'm trying to start in the house for some reason. So, and right here there's a tomato, and then there's marigold, and then we have tons of the tomatillos sprouting up all over the place. So it's been kind of funny the way they do that. So anyway, our tomatoes out here are looking good. They're starting to put out some flowers already, so looking forward to letting them get established and then getting some fruit starting to form out of there. And then pretty soon with the big one, I'll be able to probably start to tie it up pretty soon. And then we still haven't done anything with this yet. Just haven't had the time yet, finishing up everything else, but it is getting kind of cool. These just so ridiculous, the size of these scallion onions here. But you can start to see the heads, oh, I haven't actually looked at this, starting to close up now and spread open. You can see some of them, the bees are still working on them because they're smaller, but anyway, it's kind of cool. And then this carrot there has turned into a tree. It literally looked like that carrot, those carrots over there, a couple weeks ago, and I didn't really pay much attention to it because I was working on everything else. And then just really paid attention to it yesterday, and it's got this big, thick, fuzzy stalk, and it's got this head that looks like that. It almost looks like a sunflower head. It's crazy, and there's all over there. So I don't know. Just going to kind of let that go until the end. Even if I pull the onions, I'm going to leave that as long as I can just to kind of see what exactly is going to happen with that. And with our spring garden, so most of the stuff's been doing good. I went in yesterday and pulled up a lot of the dead leaves. Definitely have some stuff you can see on here on the with the beets. There's some crunchy spots. I pulled some of the leaves off of them. The kale, perfect, no problems with it. Spinach, the only reason I left that in is just so I could show you on the video before I pulled it out, because basically there's tons of the leaves, if you see them down there, that are just yellow and all kinds of problems. And then even if they weren't, they're starting to get all tall and rangy and turn into this monster. And you see that's got all the seeds there, so it completely bolted, even though these are a slow bolt and all that, supposed to resist the heat. Just not working. I mean, this is like so thick down there and stuff. It's definitely not something you want to eat. If you saw that, I don't know if the video picked that up, but that white powder, that's not what you want your spinach to be like. And you can see the chard there is doing well. There's been lots of problems with it, but it's starting to put up a seed part too, or a stalk. So I'll need to go in and take that out. But anyway, so I'm going to pull all the spinach because all of them are like that. The one back there is just kind of growing up into a thing. Back there's another stalk, and so it's just gotta go. The spinach is gonna have to go, which is kind of sad, but we gave it a shot. The peas are doing great. So there's two different varieties here. This first about foot is the snow peas, and the rest of it is just sugar daddy or some regular snow or garden pea, round garden pea, but they're all about the same height, which is kind of interesting because with this variety back here, these are the sugar snap. They're all a good foot taller. So these are about 3 feet or so, and these ones are 4. So it's pretty interesting. Just good for planning. I'm going to make some new trellises for next year that are about 4 feet. That way we don't waste all this extra space. But anyway, so you can see the white flowers all over the stuff. There was a few white flowers last week on the sugar snaps, and none over here, and now we're seeing tons of them on both varieties. I haven't noticed a pea yet, but it shouldn't be long, especially with this many flowers. There could be a pea. It's sometimes hard to find them because they're obviously green, just the same color as the leaves and stuff, and obviously there's lots going on. Plus I planted way too many here, so yeah, I really planted them very, very densely. So anyway, the peas are doing fantastic, and they should continue to produce here. Hopefully we'll get a ton of peas soon. So we'll have some kale. The beets are getting really good size, so we'll have to keep an eye on them and see how they do. See when they're ready. The carrots here are looking a good size. The stems are looking, sorry, the leaves, the tops are looking good, so we'll have to see in there how they do. Here's that leaf stuff. There's probably some bug that's in there eating away at that, which is excuse me, not cool. So we'll have to kind of see, and you can see where I peeled cut a lot of the good, bad stuff away, but there's not much stuff left, so might not have too much chard for right now, but that'll be okay. We can always try again. Chard's really easy to grow. So the carrots are doing pretty good, the ones that are there. Haven't really tried to sneak and peek and see what any of them are, but the ones over here, the ones that did survive, doing okay, especially once I get the peas off of them. The chard in here's doing a little better. The spinach in there is at least not bolting. I don't know if it's because it's in between this wall. And the stuff back here, though, has the spinach here's big, and then there's a few carrots there. So anyway, that's all that stuff. So like I said, we'll have peas soon. And then over here, if we look at our other stuff, there's not really much going on. The eggplants are all here. I planted 2 more last night of the Black Beauties. So we've got our 8 eggplant. Something is munching on them, I noticed. Right along there, and right down there, and then over there. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully they will take off soon, and then it won't be an issue. Just an issue when they're small and don't have too many leaves. Nothing's messing with the peppers. All the sweet peppers are looking good. Got a flower on the one there, so pretty happy about that. Those 4 tomatoes are looking good. Those are the paste type. And then our 2 tomatillo, and then our other one are looking good. Tomatillo has a bunch of little yellow flowers there, so pretty excited about that. And then once again, all of our volunteers will have to eventually move them or get rid of them or something, because they can't really stay there. But anyway, that is what's going on in the garden. So spring garden is, peas are getting ready to produce, and then we're gonna just need to clean up the rest of this, and then we'll be able to finish out the back too. So anyway, that's it for the last week in May. Thanks.